Welcome to today's second episode of Cordial and Candor. It's January 5th, 2020. All of my work is technically, fairly, at least under the American system, copywritten as scholarly activity for which I would rightly be paid, except that has to be ceded to the federal Gestapo for them to work out the bugaboo of their licky chops claim that it's an injection ripper hatter line to a penny that is confiscated by the Green Union and united unanimously behind the Ono estate, which they view as sacred, as planned by the symbol of the sea and the Star of David. Um, I think mongered well before they could rationally be said to have been following a discovery of papers which they stashed and then plotted a staged and phony intercept of. They didn't even have to look at the papers. They already knew what they were, and the whole system was in place. They called it the gathering store. It wasn't a gathering store. It was an unlocking of a long storage system. So, um, you know, it's like your money or your life situation for the United States. I don't want to discredit all the ecological movement, but this woman's name is Yoshika Kuga. She was in Godzilla versus Biollante. I think she knew what was going on. Maybe a student should go into her. Here's a Jewish woman meeting with Adolf Hitler who created his celluloid enigma. Her name was Laney. And of course, um, Israeli, Yiddish branch of British intelligence were all over this plan. There's the sea and the Star of David that I was discussing. Neva Mancine was the elder sister of the girl who had me in the shed where they played Peep. And I've often said that one of the very difficult problems to solve socially is UW Dialectical's involvement, the reasoning of Robert Anton Wilson, who was in on the Kennedy assassination, it looks like, judging from his appearance with Otto Crash in Humanist Magazine #1, which has a bisected Kennedy on the cover. Came out in January of 1964. Implicates my father because he was a humanist and it's all over Mannix, which was one of his favorite shows. But Midori Goto teamed up with what they called Texas Queers, which was evidently down in Montrose where Bush lives. Got some intelligence from what appears to be their braggarts, but it's sort of hard to say. But you could say, they're um, looking for compensation from the genocide, they say. But what is true about it, David Bowie, and Clint Eastwood mongered them. Let's play poor pig with queer bait, you know. But it was planned in advance, is the point. They couldn't be trusted. They couldn't be trusted not to do something this sick and to tell us what was going on. And the reason had to do with the blood curdling nature of Fight Club and Martial Society. If you look at the Life magazine with the Oswald diaries, royal admiration for bacon on the hoof, this little porker wriggling and squealing in your arms. What's that supposed to be about? That little porker wriggling and squealing in your arms at Jack Ruby's Carousel Club must be something they must have in mind. And, we know the Midori Goto was in place in the script and that Bush was saying, well, this is a Justice League of Pussy Ball. You see, that's what he was doing. And he was really happy with himself for pulling this off and getting the happy little porker wriggling and squealing. And notice right here, it's right in the script, it says, broke in science, and Nabucco's stupid code of what boys should do and girls should do, and go to sleep with an oblique slash through it. Go to give me sodomy or give me death was what Diamond said. Yeah, but the point is, this Goto was go. She was the best of the best, of the Neva Corporation, and it was give it to me or you're dead, And she played all victim. Oh help me, oh help me, but she was in on it. See how clever it is? They can really think, them Hollywood people. They play both sides of the microphone. One guy says this, one guy says that. It's a call and response, but the money goes into one bank account. And that's how UW dialectical works. Which stall suck? They get the black guy at the microphone. It's the white that sucks. And then they get the white at the microphone. And they say, he was after the pussy. And the black man says, we can't have it. And then together they say, poor pig, kill the Cuervo. And that's what they do. And they have semiotics, see the loud noise and then get even, square up. And it has champ, 45, 63. 45, who's the real champ? We'll find out in 63. You see, so they was all play acting that they didn't, that they were, this is from the U.S. San Jacinto that my pappy was on. They was all play acting that they killed Weisler and Lennon. But they put together a synergy of the two of them called Casper, the friendly ghost. He's ultra high up in the sky. He can read your brain being mind. So we know some of the things that's going on with this crowd because they were pretty strident about it. They were like, well, we'll present it in a way that people can say, you know, the way they, when they see the National Enquirer, they say, but they will not allow you to think of an index or symbol system. No, no, let's not have that kind of thing. But there's Alec James Heidel, which is like the ID is fake and war is hell is what's left. You see, the invisible ink, cat Hell, and that's Lee Harvey Hidell. It's who's that's a fact of Kennedy recreational history. And the C in the Star of David is indexed immediately to Hollywood axis in the Unit 737 film that has a look-alike of Gail Burstyn. Recall that they gassed me in a place called King's Estate. And then they come to the rescue, yes, indeed, of the queers that they've exterminated at the World Trade Center with Diamond the Gauss. How about that? The people who did it are going to rescue you is what it's going to be. And they say, what if I told you that occasionally be offended is a small price to pay for your right to free speech? Being exterminated, you have the right to be offended. And they won't crack down. They'll laugh their horses off. Is what they'll do. So you don't need to be worried. You can watch Cordial and Candor. Yes, you can. So long as you go along with everything that they tell you to do, you can know what you're doing. And nobody will speak out. No, don't tell Joe Biden. He already knows. He has to play that he doesn't know.